We're live?
No, I'm going. We're live.
Oh, there is not enough light. Or close the door.
No, open it and it's live. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, better. Pero se puede encender esta también.
Se puede, pero mejor no.
¿No? A ver, espera, cerrar la de atrás sí, la del pasillo.
¿Sí?
Y cerrar no.
Pero casi no.
¿Así? Así. La de atrás, esa.
Okay.
The child grow all their food. Of course, the most optimistic possibility is that then move over to the new society. Contain commodity fetishism and the reserved army of labor, however, could not be. Now the capitalists charge people for putting money in the bank. You would have thought, given the needs of the world's population, they might have dreamt of. They are convinced the only way they will invest in 50 years. The only way the government the 19th century capitalism is impossible. The whole project they are putting forward
a kind of familiarity or stability with at least is that people have stopped believing in it. People no longer believe that the system will resurrect itself. We see this quite clearly in the levels of consumer spending, which links just the coming together of singularities without anything in common, apart from a desire to create new relations and subjectivities to take over state power. Those times are over. This is the time not of revolution, but of insurrection, the creation of an
comes to a people than they think we are. Almost all the economic moves that we are in the fight with neoliberal capitalism, such as the creation of precarious labor, do not actually translate into more efficiency. Even the mortgage crisis and the increased dependence of everyone on debt to some degree is one of the ways to break the labor movement. Alan Greenspan actually admitted this at one point. If you have a mortgage, you are in debt and can't really strive. It's one of the mechanisms for bringing wage down. So they put all the cards on the political side. In the meantime, anything else.
Capitalism can be overthrown. The forms of the future society are here. We can see in the present a future society run in interested majority, a planned society run from below, in which the people take part in the planning and the antagonist form which exists today will be abolished. Still, despite what some here are saying, the majority of the people have no hope. The reason is because of what happened in the Soviet Union, which proclaimed itself socialist, but was actually the exact opposite. It was the absolute disaster. At the same time, people see that society, democracy has failed, social democracy. They have seen that the Labour Party has become. So where do you go politically? The central issue today still is, how do we attain the level of production required in order to guarantee a good life for all of people? To fulfill this task, you need a political party to take power.
Yeah, I think we probably all agree that we are living in a moment of crisis. That is one that is probably insoluble. What system of social relations can we move into? Is any alternative possible? You mentioned one possible path is to move into socialism, but what would that look like? Would that involve a revolutionary period? How can that be imagined today? The notion of class struggle was important in Hilal's talk, but how do you reconcile that with the way class identities have shifted, fragmented, or become blurred? It's clearly not the same kind of class dynamic today that existed in the heyday of the Marxist socialist movement. I like David's paradoxical formulation that neoliberalism is really about the predominance of politics over economists, and not the way around. I also like your idea of the power of movements like Occupy. These movements the opportunities we have are quite remarkable. This is not. You lament the failure of the lack of revolutionary leadership in Greece. I would point to the absurd role is something different. The whole logic of revolution